So there was, the crash of '08, which called into question a lot of things, but one of which was the debt bubble, right? And the debt bubble, which had tied into this notion that the American dream meant to get a house, get a car, get. The American dream was a hyper-consumption dream. And that bubble has been punctured in a variety of ways. And so that is, that's the highest level. But what I've seen that's super interesting that people started to talk about is the rise of the gig economy, and the gig economy being the freelancers of the world, but it's not necessarily just professional freelancers, right? But it's people who have a full-time job but teach a class on cooking Italian food, or people who have a full-time job but rent out any number of their own goods into these marketplaces and have a bunch of income coming from that, or people who have part-time jobs and make up the rest of their income. In Airbnb, in New York City, there are people who make some $27,000 a year, renting out their apartments, and people have been talking about how the real estate markets in San Francisco and New York have been affected by Airbnb. And that has to do with the fact that this gig economy is changing the dynamics of how and where people get work. And we're getting work from anything that has value. We're unlocking that value. And we're adding so much efficiency into the market by adding this value, which I actually think is going to help us create a new economic DNA, where it's less so few individuals consolidating inventory and selling it and fixing their prices, and more every single individual getting value out of every one of their items and putting those into marketplaces.